Alrighty, good evening, Arkansas. This is Assistant Chief Forecaster Cameron back here once again. I'm here to give you guys your radar forecast update for today here. So right now, we don't have much going on across Natural State at this point. I'm going to see if I can get radar up for you guys at this time here. So radar will be coming up shortly here. We got a little cluster up there in northeastern Arkansas at this point, but other than that, nothing else is going on across the board at this time here. So with that being said, earlier on we did have a few strong thunderstorms across Arkansas. Those storms have since died off here. Let me see if I get radar up here, guys. If it don't get up, then I'll just show you guys temperatures here in a little bit. But regardless, guys, we don't have much going on here. So as I talked about before this morning, the main deal over the next couple of days is going to be the temperatures. And temperatures, especially with the high heat, high humidity, is going to lead to dangerous heat indexes here. So let's go ahead and talk about that real quickly here. So temperatures right now, 91 degrees in Little Rock, 95 in Russellville, 97 in Fort Smith, 91 down there in Camden, 82 rain-cooled. And up here in northeastern Arkansas, where you saw those showers, thunderstorms up there, you are humid, but you're rain-cooled up there. So mid to upper 80s up there right now, some low 90s near Searcy at this point, 91 in Fayetteville at this current time here. So heat indexes with the sun going down is starting to go down as well here. That's coming up here shortly. So here's your heat indexes here, 105 in Camden, 108 up there in Piggott. I think that's a false reading. 89 up there in Jonesboro right now, where you can see the rain-cooled air up here in northeastern Arkansas, 103 in Russellville, 104 in Fort Smith at this current time. So you're tuning into this video, you just got off of work, it's a hot day, and you're saying please, 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 let there be some sort of relief down the road for, I would say, the weekend or next week or something, because this heat and humidity is very brutal across Arkansas. Well, I have good and I have bad news. I like to start off with bad news first, because the good news is always a good surprise. But bad news is not significant heat relief coming our way over the next 10 days. Don't hold me to that. And this is what gets to the good news, is because that we may have a potential cold front for this weekend into next week, which could bring some cooler air into Arkansas. You go GFS, you're talking low 80s, overnight lows in the 50s here across Arkansas. You go Euro, none of that. So right now, what lies ahead for next week is as a result of this. And this is what I'm going to talk to you guys about. So tracking the tropics here. We've got 3 areas here that we're going to monitor over the next couple of days here. So I'm going to turn off satellite for you guys, and I'm going to show you guys what we're dealing with here. So 3 areas of distinct areas of potential tropical development over the next 5 days here. Invest 97L up here in the central Atlantic, 98 in the eastern Atlantic coming off of the African coastline. There's 98, and this is 99. 99 just developed, I would say, within the last hour or so. So 99L is sitting here, 50% chance of development over the next 5 days. This one has my attention like a hawk right now, because of the fact of the upcoming weather pattern, the upcoming steering flow across our neck of the woods here. So I'm going to draw this out to the best of my ability and show you guys on what's going on here. So right now, we have a ridge of high pressure across Arkansas here. Alright, so that is why, and I did not mean to do that, that is the almanac. So I'm going to go back to our forecast here. So just bear that for just a minute here, guys. I'm going to get that information out. That was, my arm hit the keyboard, and that was a little bit of an oopsie. So that being said, let's go back to what we were talking about here. So this is the heat ridge that is over Arkansas at this current time here. So that is why you have the heat and humidity across the board at this point. Well, what's going to happen as we get towards the weekend, this heat ridge is going to move eastward, okay? And that will set you guys up for the potential of somewhat cooler temperatures across Arkansas here. Nothing too significant here. It's going to help bring in those afternoon showers and thunderstorms here, because you're going to have southeasterly winds instead of variable winds with the sinking air in place here. So that sets us up for the weekend. So we got high pressure here, okay? And you've got a southerly to southeasterly flow over the Gulf of Mexico. Well, at the same time, you're going to have a potential cold front that's going to dive down into the Midwest and try to make its run for Arkansas. So what's going to happen is whatever develops out of this gyre, or whatever develops out of this invest down here along the Caribbean, will move in a westerly to northwesterly flow. Well, most computer model guidance right now, especially GFS and Euro, takes this into Mexico. I don't buy that. And the reason why I don't buy that is because you have your ridge here across the southeast. And whenever you have a weakness in that ridge in the incoming trough, that normally sends whatever the disturbance down here in the Gulf north and northwest. So you're talking more Texas, Louisiana, and even in some cases here in Arkansas. Same thing happened with Laura with last year where we had the southeast ridge and you had an area of weakness between the ridge and the trough across the Midwest. And that's what sent Laura from the Caribbean into the Gulf of Mexico and then up into Louisiana, and it affected us here in Arkansas. Is this going to be another Laura? No, it's not. I'm just going to go ahead and say that it's not going to be another Laura. However, I'm going to keep my eye on Invest 99L. However, if we do not see anything out of Invest 99L, the cold front will be the one to watch for next week, because not only will we have to watch out for the potential of thunderstorms along the cold front, but we may see some relief behind it as well. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. Right now is a lot of uncertainty with this. So much uncertainty that I haven't made a cold front graphic. And normally I would have made a cold front graphic by now. But there's a lot of uncertainty with this, but we'll keep you guys updated on that. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk to you guys about your almanac here, guys. So that being said, today, across the board, got up to 94 degrees in the metro here. Heat index 104. That being said, temperatures you can see on our graphic here really took off this morning. No rainfall in the metro across this area here for today here. Some areas saw rainfall while others didn't here. So just keep that in mind over the next couple of days. Get out and get to water your grass, etc. I would do that because we're not expecting a lot of rainfall. Even with the cold front coming next week, potentially, we're still not expecting a lot of significant rainfall across the natural state here. So that being said, let's go and talk about this. Now, this is the heat advisory for tomorrow here. And granted, the graphic's a little bit to the left than it's supposed to be, but it tells the story. You got the heat advisory across much of Arkansas, and then the excessive heat warning down there in southeastern Arkansas for tomorrow here. So that being said, let's go and talk about your forecast here. Now, for your forecast here for tomorrow, take that back. So got the graphic out there. Apologize for that. So this is the 7-day forecast for northern Arkansas for the next 7 days. Now, I want to talk about this because of the fact that I just got through talking about a cold front, and there's no cold front on the 7-day graphic. That is the uncertainty that I have right now with that cold front. However, rain chances do appear to increase a little bit as we get towards weekend because of the ridge will move off towards the east here. Regardless, guys, the next 3 days, dangerous heat indexes, high temperatures in the mid to upper 90s, overnight lows in the 70s. We cool off a little bit, and I mean a little bit, as we get towards the weekend and into the early part of next week. That remains to be seen. I say anything past Monday right now is basically this. It's all over the place right now, guys. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. If anything changes, we'll let you guys know on that as well. More of the same for central Arkansas here for tomorrow. Mid to upper 90s, heat index is 105 to 110. Heat advisory goes. I would expect it to go throughout much of the middle part of this week, all the way up until, I would say, Friday. Friday, the ridge will move eastward. Southeast winds comes back. It won't get much cooler. It will still be humid. However, rain chances will increase, especially during the afternoon hours. We get closer to Sunday and Monday. There are indications of that frontal boundary making its way into Arkansas. Right now, a crazy ton of uncertainty. If it happens, we'll keep you guys updated on that. Overnight lows in the upper 70s to start the period. By the time we get towards Monday night of next week, overnight lows will fall back into the upper 60s here. Now, southern Arkansas, next 3 days, upper 90s to low 100s. Heat index is 105 to its high, in some cases, 112 to 113, especially across southeastern Arkansas. So stay hydrated, stay cool, limit your time outdoors, guys. This is going to be brutal heat and humidity across southern Arkansas for the next 3 days. We start the cooling trend as we get towards the late part of this week into next weekend, into the early part of next week. And then right now, as I said before, we're monitoring the trends of what could potentially be our first fall front for next week. Right now, there's a lot of uncertainty on that. We'll keep you guys updated on that. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here in your source for all things Arkansas weather.